What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again, guys. We have a 2015 Joey Logano discount tire Ford Mustang from the Nascar Xfinity Series here in the studio. Let's go ahead and check out this diecast. All right, folks, here we go with today's diecast review. And check out this box design. This is pretty cool. It literally just says Team Penske. That easy, that simple. It actually looks really good. I like the team uniform box here. Really nice. So this is back when Team Penske actually had a Xfinity program, and Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, of course Brad Keselowski, they would run a ton of races in the 22 car, even the 12 car like Watkins Glen, because they would have a second vehicle entry. But one of the most iconic paint schemes of the entire series history, the discount tire car. The official name is, well, just the discount tire Ford Mustang, but it's from 2015, so crazy to think this diecast is already a decade old. Let's check it out. Here we go, folks. Brand new diecast in the studio. And I picked this one up from our good friends over there at Circle B Diecast. Let me tell you, I was shocked this car was still in stock and brand freaking new. Go get you one of these, fellas. Absolutely a diecast I did not expect to still be in stock. What an awesome looking piece here we got. So you got over here to the front Xfinity banner, just the standard black Xfinity banner. They would change this throughout the years. What's interesting to note is the dashboard. I don't know why, but it almost looks painted. Y'all notice that? Look at the dashboard color. That does not look like the traditional plastic they usually do. That is so crazy. See how glossy that is? Let me show you another diecast. Try to help y'all see what I'm talking about. Look at the one on the left. Right, kind of has a little bit, you can tell that's plastic. The one on the right almost looks like it was painted. I'm not even going to hold you. I'm going to show another diecast here. This is a 2014 model Chevrolet Camaro. The other one we just showed was a 2015, but look at the dashboard. That is fascinating. I did not know they had, did they paint it? Or is it a different, just form of plastic? I have no idea. That is fascinating. This is a Ford Mustang, so if there was a difference, it would kind of make sense because it's a different, car, manufacturer, same diecast brand. But that's fascinating to me, how it almost looks like it's painted. I am shocked. So you got discount tire right there on the hood, Pennzoil Ford. You got tires.com. Over to the front of the diecast here, got Mustang. You have the 2015 Xfinity style front nose with the Ford Mustang. This is a different diecast mold than the ones they currently release, by the way. It's slightly different, but it is different. You got the 22 right there. Got Sunoco. Got your red splitter, which looks really, really sharp. The bright red and the white background. Just a really iconic paint scheme. And this was before it was on the Cup car, right? This was something that they were just only running in the Xfinity series. So when it came to, was it 2018? And it debuted on Brad's car in the Cup Series, that was a big deal. So left side of the diecast, you could see this interesting shadow effect, and this was something they would do on some of their paint schemes to kind of make it look like it had a door panel. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how well it looks, but at the same time, it does give you the impression, like if you zoom the diecast out like that, where it's blurry, you really think it has some door lines. But you know what? For a decal wrap, I think they did a darn good job. Got Joey Logano right there. Got your B post decal. We're gonna zoom in here. Bear with me. Try to figure out what logos they have on here because there's like so many different ones, and a lot of these logos, like high key, they remind me of Need for Speed. Like a lot of these, I remember customizing a street racing car with on Need for Speed. That's actually pretty cool. So on the B post decal, you can see like Ford, PPG, Snap-on, Mazak, Freightliner, something else, and Safety Clean. Got Discount Tire, SKF, American Ethanol there. Hertz, Snap-on, got your Jack Post arrow. You have your Pole Award logo with no, Coors Light. Xfinity Series, Mail, Moog, Duralast, Edelbrock, Mechanics Wear, and K&N. Got Goodyear. That decal's a little bit messed up, unfortunately. Such an iconic paint scheme that still ran to this day with Austin Cindric. Slightly changed to fit the car body, but the general paint scheme is there. So as I mentioned many times in my videos, the spoilers on some of these diecasts are actually painted on. This is an example of a painted on spoiler. You can see a little bit of a fade right here at the bottom. That is, you know, the overspray, so to speak. They stick the rear of the diecast in a little, it's like imagine a piece of metal that has a cutout, and the cutout's just wide enough for the spoiler to fit through. And then they take an airbrush, or maybe they even use a real brush, and then they spray it on. And what happens is that diecast is not perfectly fitted in that mold, or, you know, that masking mold, if you will. You'll get, you know, areas where the spray can escape and get onto actual diecast itself. They usually do a really good job with it, but sometimes you're going to have some oopsie-doos. Got pick22towin.com GT. I got 22 right there. Got the Ford license plate. One thing that I didn't realize and remember is they had the fake exhaust ports on, even on the Mustangs too. That's interesting. You can barely see them, but they're there. Go to the right side of the diecast and check out the wheel paint. I love painted wheels. The only problem here is the right front is severely brighter than the right rear. And then on this side, yeah, the right front is brighter than the right rear. So that's kind of inaccurate. If it was the other way around, I would say it's a raced version, because then it would look like this one has brake dust. You see what I'm saying? Like if this was the front axle, I'd be like, yeah, that's definitely a short track car or something. So that's one thing that they were inconsistent on. I would say definitely in the late 2010s is their wheel paint. In the mid 2010s, they were really good with wheel paint. Like, you could check out the Hertz 22 car from Joey Logano, which I think that car is actually available over there at Circle B as well. But the yellow wheel paint on it is almost perfect. I did a diecast review on it before, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I don't know what type of process they used to do, but they had a fantastic way of doing the wheel paints on these, you know, traditional stock car style wheels. And they wouldn't have, one wheel looking fully painted and the other one only look half painted, stuff like that. So my point is, and why I'm rambling, is this is not a common thing from what I've seen on a lot of their painted wheels in these years. You got the 22 on the roof, which is a giant 22. It looks pretty cool. Then you have Logano on the back window here. And the reason why I think this is kind of quirky is the font doesn't look like the rest of the traditional fonts we would see on diecast. Let me show you a Kevin Harvick one here. And the Harvick one has the same style font. It's a little bit more bolder, a little bit different. But if you look at a Cup Series diecast, and I'm going to take a 2019 one. I know this is not exactly, you know, apples to apples, but that's the more traditional NASCAR font you would see. It's it's the italic sponsor, but it's a little bit more sharper. It's less rounded around. So I'm not sure which one was accurate to the Xfinity Series in 2015, but it does appear a decent portion of their diecasts were made with this one here. And then you have America's Tire on the deck lid. What an awesome diecast, guys. You know, if you have an Xfinity collection, maybe you have a diecast stop motion, this would be a great car to add to your collection. Beautiful piece. A lot of history with this car. It debuted, I think, 2009 with Team Penske with Brad Kay. It was 2009 or 2010. They were originally a sponsor with Roush, with David Reagan, I believe, in 2008 and before that. So they went to Penske in, I think, 09 or 10. And then they went to, they stayed in the Nationwide Series all the way up till 2018. Then they went to the Cup Series, went a Daytona 522, all that good stuff. But they were on so many different variations of cars, Discount Tire has been. The Gen 4 in 2009, 2010. Then you had, of course, the Dodge Challenger. Then you had the Ford Mustang. Then you had the Gen 6 car. Then they went to the Gen 7 car. Crazy stuff. And they were also on the Fusion Gen 6 car. And then they were on the Mustang Gen 6. And then now they're on both variants of the Gen 7 Mustang. So just a lot of history with Team Penske and Discount Tire. So thank y'all for watching this diecast review. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Highly recommend it, fellas. Go get you one of these. I think it was like $5. Believe it or not, yeah, literally $5 freaking dollars. That cheap. If it's still in stock, man, pick it up. Highly recommend it. That's all for now. Diecast Buffet. Sign it off.